Namaskar, welcome to Ekaksha. I am Nipa Das and today I'll start the fourth part of the second English chapter of class 9 and the name of the chapter is The Sound of Music and the fourth part is called The Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. মৰমৰ ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰীসকল আজি আমি ইংৰাজীৰ নৱম শ্ৰেণীৰ দ্বিতীয়টি পাঠ আলোচনা কৰিম The Sound of Music. And I hope you remember in the first and second part, we talked about the great musician Evelyn Glennie. And in the third part, we discussed the question answers of Evelyn Glennie. In this part, we will talk about a great Indian classical musician who took the Shehnai from the national level to the international stage and made us all proud. So, before we start, let us discuss a few things. I want you to look at the pictures. These are some of the exponents of Indian classical music. Do you know them? I'm sure you know most of them. Look at the first picture. Master Kunnakuri Vidyanathan, who is famous as a violin player, who is known as a violin player. And next, look at the next picture. I'm sure all of you know him. He is Ustad Bismillah Khan, the great Shehnai player. And look at the next picture. Ustad Sultan Khan, the great Sarangi player. And look at M. Lalita, M. Nandini. They are great violin players. And I'm sure all of you know him. He is Pandit Hariprasad Sorasia. Okay? He is known as a very famous flute player. Next, Ustad Vilayat Khan, and he plays the sitar. And next, I'm sure all of you know him. He is Zakir Hussain, who played the tabla. And look at this picture. He is Ustad Amjad Ali Khan, the great saro player. So, they are some of the great Indian classical musicians. But today, we are going to talk about Bismillah Khan, the great Shehnai player. Okay. So before we start, let us discuss a few things. Think of the Shehnai and the first thing you'll probably imagine is a wedding or a similar occasion or functions. So whenever we hear the word Shehnai, what is the first thing that comes to our mind? We think of a wedding or a function, especially a North Indian wedding. Shehnai শব্দটো শুনিলে প্ৰথমে তোমালোকৰ মনলৈ কি আহে? বিয়া এখনৰ কথা আহে হয়নে? Especially উত্তৰ ভাৰতৰ বিয়াসমূহত Shehnai বজায়. So, whenever we hear the word, we imagine an Indian wedding. Okay, background Shehnai bazi ase হয়নে? Or we think of a function. The next would probably be Ustad Bismillah Khan, the Shehnai maestro, playing this instrument. Our next, amar monale ki ahe? We remember or we think about Ustad Bismillah Khan. Jetia amar Shehnai শব্দটো আমি শুনো আমাৰ এই দুটা কথাই মনত পৰে. আমাৰ বিয়ালৈ মনত পৰে, বিয়াত এই instrument, musical instrument বজোৱা হয় হয়নে? And we also remember the great Shehnai player Ustad Bismillah Khan. Okay. Now, let's see how this instrument was developed or invented. Kenekeno ami Shehnai instrument to palu he bikhoye pohu aha. Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of a musical instrument called pungi in the royal residence, for it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. So here we are talking about Emperor Aurangzeb. So what did he do? So he banned a musical instrument. And what was the name of the instrument? The name of the instrument was pungi. I'm sure all of you have heard the name of the instrument called pungi. So he banned that instrument. Why? Because it had a very unpleasant sound. He did not like the sound of that instrument at all. Yate ami emperor mane homrat Aurangzebor kotha patisu tekhetor ras prokhadot ba bahosthanot eta mane বাদ্যযন্ত্ৰ তেওঁ ব্যান কৰিছিল, বন্ধ কৰি দিছিল বজোৱাটো. ওকে, এই বাদ্যযন্ত্ৰটো কি আছিলে? What was the name of the musical instrument? It was called pungi. And why did he ban it? Because it had a very bad sound. It has a very unpleasant sound. উগ্ৰ অপ্ৰিয় বা খুব এটা বেয়া লগা সাউন্ড থকাৰ কাৰণে সেই ইনষ্ট্ৰুমেন্টটো তেওঁ ক'লে যে আৰু মোৰ বাসস্থানত বা ৰাজপ্ৰসাদত এইটো কোনেও বজাব নোৱাৰে so he banned the playing of the musical instrument look at the picture of Emperor Aurangzeb okay so he banned the musical instrument called pungi because of its unpleasant sound pungi became the generic name means the general name for reeded noisemakers so generic মানে সাধাৰণ নাম noise makers শব্দ সৃষ্টিকাৰী so all reeded instrument came to be known as pungi reeded in musical noise makers মানে শব্দ সৃষ্টিকাৰী reeded instrument মানে কি জানা ধৰা এনেকে পাইপৰ নিচিনা ওকে ভিতৰত হলো ফফুলা তাৰমানে পাইপৰ নিচিনা আৰু তাত যে কিছুমান হোলস থাকে ফুটা থাকে okay আৰু you blow air into it তেনেকে যে বজাই হেবোৰক আটাইবোৰকে কি reeded instrument বুলি কোৱা হয় ধৰা যেনেকে আমাৰ বাহি হয়নে so look at the picture these are pictures of reeded instruments okay so pungi became the general name এই ধৰণৰ instrument দেখিলে মানুহে কি তেতিয়া pungi বুলি কৈছিল few had thought that it would one day be revived means it would again come back okay পুনৰুত্থান হল so few had thought very few people thought that it would again come back because Emperor Aurangzeb had banned it because of its unpleasant sound so কিছু সংখ্যক মানুহে ভাবিছিল যে এই ইনস্ট্ৰুমেন্টটো বাদ্যযন্ত্ৰটো আকৌ ঘূৰি আহিব পাৰে a barber of a family barber মানে তোমালোকে জানা Napit, no? The person who gives you a haircut. In English, we call him he's known as a barber. Ahamiat Napit buli koy. Or Hindit, Nai buli koy. No? A barber of a family of professional musicians who had access to the royal palace decided to improve the tonal quality of the pungi. Okay? Look at these words. Revive mane punaruthan. Professional pesadari decided hiddhanto lua. Improve means unnato kora tonal hur quality gun so there was a barber okay and he belonged to a family of professional musicians egoraki napit asile aru tekhete kenekwa dhonor family pra ahisil teulok pesadari sangitogya asile okay they were professional musicians and he had access to the royal palace that means he used to go to the royal palace so what did he decide he decided to improve the tonal quality of the pungi so he thought that I will improve the tonal quality of the pungi tao bhabile je pungi tu moi alop improve korim je hur tu ba sound tu moi tar unnoto bhal koribo lagibo he buli egoraki napite bhabile aru tekhet egoraki eta mane ki sangit premi ba sangit bhal pa pesadari sangitজ্ঞ ফ্যামিলিৰ পৰা তেওঁ আহিছিল He chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem okay hollow mane phopula stem mane thari okay so he chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer and broader than the pungi so what did he do he took a pipe teota pipeor nisna jeneke stem thari boli ko ami phopula tamne bhitortu khali okay Hollow means phopula tenekwa eta pipe loi that and it was longer and broader pungi agor pungi tu jenekwa asile tatke besi dighol asile aru bohol asile pipe tenekwa eta pipe lole and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe and he made how many holes did he make he made 7 holes on the body of the pipe he pipe on 7ta holes pa futa korile When he played on it, keneke bojai tumalage dekhisa na you have to blow air into the pipe and close the holes with your fingers eitore hater anguli re je futabur bondho kore close and open kore na aru they blow air into the pipe jeneke bahi bojai tumalage dekhisa heidore when he played on it closing and opening some of these holes aru jetia ei holes bur open aru close kori anguli re eneke bojabo arambho korile Soft and melodious mane mitha puriya soft and melodious sounds were and it produced beautiful, sweet and soft sound. আগৰ পুংগীৰ শব্দটো কেনেকুৱা আছিলে খুব বেয়া আছিলে হয়নে সেই কাৰণে ৰজাই হেতু বন্ধ কৰি দিছিলে সম্ৰাটে কিন্তু সেই পুংগীটোৱে কি কৰিলে তেওঁ অকন ইমপ্ৰুভ কৰিলে পাইপটো কি বেছি দীঘল আৰু বহল কৰিলে হয়নে আৰু তাত সাতটা হোলস কৰিলে হোলস কৰিতে বাহি যেনেকে বজাই তেনেকে বজালে তাৰপিছত কি হল the sound was very sweet and melodious মিঠা সুৰিয়া মাত শুনিলে he played the instrument before royalty and everyone was impressed everyone liked it impressed মানে প্ৰভাৱিত হোৱা he played the instrument before the royalty মানে royal family ধৰি লোৱা ৰজা ৰাণী তেওঁলোকৰ সন্মুখত বা ministers তেওঁলোকৰ সন্মুখত এই ইনষ্ট্ৰুমেন্টটো first time বজালে and they were very impressed the instrument so different from the pungi had to be given a new name so everyone thought that this is very different okay from the pungi so we have to give it a new name আৰু সকলোৱে ভাবিলে যে এই ইনষ্ট্ৰুমেন্টটো ইমান সৰিয়া ইমান মিঠা মাত পুংগিৰ নিচিনা একেবাৰে নহয় সো আমি এটা নতুন নাম দিব লাগিব হে বুলি ভাবিলে Since it was first played in the Shah's chambers and was played by a nai means Berber. Ami jeneke Berber অসমীয়াত নাপিত বুলি কয় হিন্দীত কি কয় নাই বুলি কয় The instrument was named the Shehnai. Chambers মানে কোঠা যেহেতু প্ৰথমে শাহ মানে সম্ৰাটৰ যেনেকৈ আমি শাহী বুলি কওঁ royalty হয়নে শাহী means royalty so শাহৰ চেম্বাৰত শাহৰ কোঠাত প্ৰথমে এই মিউজিক্যাল ইনষ্ট্ৰুমেন্ট বাদ্যযন্ত্ৰটো বজোৱা হৈছিল সেই কাৰণে কি হ'ল এই দুটা নাম মিলি শেহনাই হ'ল শাহৰ চেম্বাৰৰ পৰা ধৰা শাহ চেম্বাৰৰ পৰা শেহটো আহিলে প্লাস কোনে প্ৰথম বজাইছিলে বা কোনে এটো ইমপ্ৰুভ কৰিছিল পুংগিটো এগৰাকী নাই হয়নে নাপিত এজনে হিন্দীত নাই বুলি কয় বাৰ্বাৰ means নাই in hindi so শেহ প্লাস নাই কি হৈ গল শেহনাই so this is how it got its name এই দৰে নামটো পালে বুজিছা যেনেকৈ royalty শাহী বুলি কয় তাৰ পৰা শেহটো আহিলে আৰু প্লাস নাই মানে বাৰ্বাৰ so shehnai so the name of the new instrument was shehnai look at this picture this is the picture of the shehnai and this is the pungi okay the sound of the shehnai began to be considered auspicious considered manti hol auspicious mane shubha okay so slowly and gradually what people thought that the sound of the shehnai was very auspicious it was very pure holy that kind of okay that means it was considered to be some very auspicious holy and lucky okay? And for this reason it is still played in temples and is an indispensable component of any North Indian wedding So, since people thought that the shehnai, sound of the shehnai was very holy and pure, they played it in temples and it is still played in temples. Aru manhue ki shehnair shobdo ba khur ba mattu khub shubha buli thori lale. Aru he karne amar bharatborkhor kisu mondirot shehnai tu tetiar pora shehnai tate they started playing the shehnai bojwa hol aru etiao বজায় and it is an indispensable মানে বাধ্যতামূলক বা জৰুৰী it is an indispensable component of any North Indian wedding উত্তৰ ভাৰতৰ বিয়াসমূহত শেহনাই বজোৱাই হয় কাৰণ it is considered to be very auspicious খুব শুভ বুলি ভবা হয় in the past the shehnai was part of the nobat or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments found at royal courts so in those days earlier days the shehnai was part of the nobat it refers to the nine musical instrument or traditional ensemble মানে traditional মানে পৰম্পৰাগত ensemble মানে good so 9 instruments were played at the royal courts ৰাজসভাত 9টা খুব গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ ইনষ্ট্ৰুমেন্ট প্লে কৰা বজোৱা হৈছিল আৰু তাৰ ভিতৰত এটা শেহনাইও আছিল till recently it was used only in temples and weddings আৰু কিছুদিন পূৰ্বে বা আগলৈও অকল কি মন্দিৰ আৰু বিয়াতহে শেহনাই বজোৱা হৈছিল The credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. So, who was the person who brought Shehnai to the classical front? It is none other than Ustad Bismillah Khan. Credit mane krititto. Classical mane Drupadi. Okay? So, Drupadi Hangit hisabe iman gurutto pale. Keneke pale? Yar krititto kale jai Ustad Bismillah Khan. So, look at the picture of Ustad Bismillah Khan playing the Shehnai. Now, we will talk about his childhood. How the pungi was improved and it changed to a new instrument which was much better and with a very good tonal quality. And it got a new name. What was the new name? Shehnai. Okay. Now, who was the person who was responsible for bringing it to the classical stage? Ustad Bismillah Khan. So, today we will talk about the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. And now, let us discuss a bit about his childhood. As a 5-year-old, Bismillah Khan played Gilli Danda near a pond in the ancient estate of Dumrao in Bihar. So, now we are talking about his childhood. Where was he born? In the ancient estate. Ancient means Puranic. Ekhon gaon. What is the name of the village? Dumrao in Bihar. Okay. He was born in a village called Dumrao. Puranic. Ancient. Ekhon thai dukhor naam ki asile? Dumrao in Bihar. And at that point of time, he was a 5-year-old child. And what did he do? He used to play Gilli Danda near a pond. Look at the picture. They are playing Gilli Danda. Dekhisane ki dore Gilli Danda kheli ase photokhonot. Okay. He would regularly mane niyamit bhabe, always. He would regularly go to the nearby Biharji temple to sing the Bhojpuri Cheta, at the end of which he would earn a big. So when he was 5 years old, where would he go? He would regularly go to the Biharji temple. And what would he do there? He would recite or sing the Cheta. Cheta is a semi-classical Bhojpuri song, okay? Devotional kind of song. It is known as Cheta. And it was sung in Bhojpuri language. As you know, he was born in Dumrao in Bihar. So, he used to sing the Cheta in Bhojpuri language. Where did he sing it? In the Biharji temple. And he was only 5 years old. And why did he go there? He was very excited. Now, you will know why he went to recite the Cheta. At the end of which he would earn a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg, a prize given by the local Maharaja. Local mane sthaniya. গম পালা তোমালোকে যেতিয়া তেওঁ মাত্ৰ 5 বছৰ আছিল তেওঁ বিহাৰজী মন্দিৰত সদায় গৈছিল গৈ তাতে চেতা গাইছিলে চেতা মানে ভোজপুৰী ভাষাত ডিভোশনাল সং গাইছিলে ভক্তিমূলক গান বা গীত পৰিবেশন কৰিছিল কিয় কৰিছিল কাৰণ তাৰ শেষত তেওঁ সদায় এটা ডাঙৰ লাড্ডু ইজ a sweet no all of you love laddus don't you তোমালোকে লাড্ডু খাই ভাল পোৱা হয়নে so he was very fond of laddu and he would get a laddu and what was the weight of the laddu it was 1.25 kg okay 1 kg 25 grams a prize given by the local Maharaja আৰু তেতিয়া বহুত আগৰ কথা হয়নে the local Maharaja জনে এই উপহাৰটি দিছিলে আৰু এই উপহাৰটি পাবলৈ তেওঁ সদায় তালে হে বিহাৰজী মন্দিৰত গৈ চেতা গাইছিল this happened 80 years ago এয়া কেতিয়াৰ কথা 80 বছৰ আগৰ কথা and the little boy has traveled far travel মানে ভ্ৰমণ okay travel far to earn the highest civilian award highest civilian Horbassa Nagorik. The highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. So, what did we read here? We read about Bismillah Khan. How as a 5-year-old child, he used to play Gilli Danda with his friends and he used to recite the Chaita in Bhojpuri in the Biharji temple because he wanted the laddu which the Maharaja would give them as a reward. And that little boy at last could achieve the highest civilian or he could get the highest civilian award. Okay, and what was that? Bharat Ratna. So think about his journey. How he must have worked hard. He must have worked hard, isn't it? Look at his dedication. So we will read what are the things that he did to achieve such an award. Okay. আমি ইয়াতে দেখিলো যে সৰুতে তেওঁ কিদৰে 5 বছৰ বয়সত লগৰ লগত গিল্লি দণ্ডা খেলিছিল তাৰপিছত তেওঁ কিদৰে ভোজপুৰী চেতা গাইছিল মন্দিৰত আৰু তেওঁক ৰজাই কি উপহাৰ দিছিলে লাড্ডু দিছিলে ডাঙৰ লাড্ডু এটা আৰু সেই সৰু ল'ৰাজনে পাছলৈ গৈ কি ভাৰত ৰত্ন অধিকাৰী ভাৰত ৰত্ন পাবলৈ সক্ষম হ'ল Born on 21st March 1916 so when was he born March 21, 1916. So you must remember the date. Bismillah belongs to a well-known family of musicians from Bihar. So he belongs to a well-known musical family. তেওঁ এখন খুব কি সংগীতজ্ঞ মানে তেনেকুৱা এটা পৰিৱেশত জন্মগ্ৰহণ কৰিছিল তেনেকুৱা পৰিয়ালত জন্মগ্ৰহণ কৰিছিল সকলোৱে সংগীত চৰ্চা কৰিছিল His grandfather, Rasul Bucks Khan, was the Shehnai-waz of the Bhojpur King's court. What is the name of his grandfather? Rasul Bucks Khan. So, he used to play in the Bhojpur King's court. Bhojpuri Rozar court teo ki korisil? Hodai Shehnai bojaisil. His father, Pegambar Bucks, and other paternal ancestors were also great Shehnai players. So, what is his father's name? Pegambar Bucks. And who was his grandfather? Rasul Bucks Khan. He used to play Shehnai in the court of the king. And even his father, what is his father's name? Pegambar Bucks. And other paternal ancestors. Paternal ancestors, mane? পিতৃৰ ফালৰ যিসকল ব্যক্তি আছিলে আৰু তেখেতৰ পিতৃও they were all great Shehnai players all of them used to play that musical instrument called Shehnai all of them were great Shehnai players তেখেতৰ ককাক দেউতাক আৰু দেউতাকৰ ফালৰ যিসকল লোক আছিলে সকলোৱে খুব সুন্দৰ Shehnai বজাইছিল The young boy took to music early in life. So, the young boy, who is the young boy here? The young boy here refers to Bismillah Khan. So, he took to music early in life. So, when he was very young, he started playing the music or he became very interested in music. At the age of 3, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Banaras, now Varanasi, Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncles practice the Shehnai. So, at the age of 3, when he was only 3 years old, his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house. Maternal uncle mane? Paternal uncle mane khurak, buisa, detakor falor, or maternal uncle mane makor falor, tabne mama hobo, buisa ne? Maternal mane makor falor. Maternal uncle mane mamak. So, make when he was 3 years old, তেওঁ 3 বছৰ হৈছিলে মাকে তেওঁ মামাকৰ ঘৰলে লৈ গৈছিল And where was his uncle's house? It was in Banaras. Now Varanasi. এতিয়া Varanasi বুলি কয় আগতে কি Banaras বুলি কৈছিলে Bismillah was fascinated মানে he was একদম মোহিত হৈ গৈছিলে he was mesmerized he was very attracted watching his uncles practice the Shehnai তেওঁৰ মামাকহঁতে যেতিয়া Shehnai practice কৰিছিল তেতিয়া তেওঁ চাই খুব মোহিত হৈ গৈছিল he was very fascinated he was attracted okay soon Bismillah started accompanying মানে লগত যোৱা একেলগে accompanying his uncle Ali Bucks to the Vishnu temple of Banaras where Bucks was employed to play the Shehnai so অলপ তাৰপিছত লাহে লাহে তেওঁ কি কৰিলে তেওঁৰ আঙ্কলৰ লগত what was his uncle's name Ali Bucks তেখেতৰ লগত ক'ত গৈছিলে Vishnu temple of Banaras মই তোমাক আগতেই কৈছো Shehnai টো ক'ত বজায় বিয়াত হয়নে আকৌ temple মন্দিৰটো they play the instrument as it is considered to be very auspicious so Bismillah Khan would accompany his uncle Ali Bucks to the Vishnu temple of Banaras, where Bucks was employed to play the Shehnai. Or that employ mane nijukti diya hoisil. Okay? his uncle Ali Bucks was employed to তেওঁক তাত নিযুক্তিয়ে দিছিলে কিয় to play the shehnai. Ali Bucks would play the shehnai and Bismillah would sit captivated for hours on end. When Ali Bucks would play the shehnai, then Bismillah Khan would look at him and listen to the music, listen to the sound of shehnai, and he was mesmerized. He was so attracted. He was fascinated and captivated. Captivated mane mukta hoy sai asile for hours on end. For hours on end means for a long time, as if it would never end, and he would keep listening to the sound of shehnai. On end mane bohu homoy thori roi nojoakoy. Slowly, he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. So slowly and gradually, he also started practicing the shehnai. He also, as he was very fond of music, আমি দেখিছো যে সৰুৰ পৰাই তেওঁ খুব ইন্টাৰেষ্টেড আছিলে মিউজিকত হয়নে so he also started practicing the instrument throughout the day গোটেই দিন তেওঁ shehnai বজাব আৰম্ভ কৰিলে For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangala Maya and the banks of the Ganga এখিনি তোমালোকে মনত ৰাখিব লাগিব কোন কেটা ঠাইত তেওঁ বজাই খুব ভাল পাইছিলে বা সদায় তেওঁ গৈছিলে those were his favorite places or favorite spots হৈছে temple of Balaji মনত ৰাখিবা তোমালোকে and Mangala Maya and the banks of the Ganga okay Gangar par banks mane par okay so for years to come mane bohu bosor dhori aru আহিবলগীয়া বহু বছৰলৈ তেওঁ কি কৰিলে the temple of Balaji and Mangalamaya and the banks of the Ganga became the young apprentice's favorite haunts here young apprentice means it refers to Bismillah Khan because at the time he was very young and he would practice the shehnai apprentice mane he saw or a new trainee june training loi thake apprentice বুলি কয় ইয়াতে তেওঁ কি ট্ৰেইনিং লৈ আছিল shehnai বজোৱা গোটেই দিন তেওঁ প্ৰেক্টিস কৰে হয়নে and these places became his favorite মানে প্ৰিয় হাউন্স মানে আশ্ৰয় বা ইয়াতে favorite place বুজাইছে য'ত তেওঁ সদায় প্ৰেক্টিস কৰিছিল okay just see it once again where did he practice what practice korisil temple of Balaji okay ei mondir kismanot bojaisile shehnai practice korisil temple of Balaji Mangalamaya and the banks of the river Ganga look at this picture this is the river Ganga yeah Ganga it par river Ganga see he used to play music there and these three places became his favorite haunts where he could practice in solitude means অকলহৰে okay নিসংগতা okay so he would practice there all by himself অকলে তাতে practice কৰিছিল what shehnai okay shehnai বজোৱাটো practice কৰিছিল the flowing waters of the Ganga inspired him inspire মানে হৈছে অনুপ্ৰাণিত কৰিছিল the flowing water of the Gangar পানী যিদৰে বৈ যায় সেই পানীবোৰে তেওঁ কি অনুপ্ৰেৰণা দিছিল সদায় তাত তেওঁ বহি থাকে পাৰত আৰু পানী চাই কি তেওঁ অনুপ্ৰাণিত হৈছিল inspired him to improvise and invent ragas improvise মানে improve কৰা okay উন্নতি বা উন্নত কৰা invent ইয়াতে হৈছে সৃষ্টি বা আৱিষ্কাৰ কৰা ragas মানে তেওঁ তাত বহি গংগাৰ পাৰত বহি গংগাৰ পানী বৈ যোৱা ধুনীয়া পানীবোৰ চাই তেওঁ কি অনুপ্ৰাণিত হৈছিলে নতুন কিছুমান ৰাগ ক্লাসিক্যাল মিউজিকত ৰাগ থাকে তোমালোকে জানা সেই ৰাগবোৰ তেওঁ কি উন্নত কৰিব বা নতুন ৰাগ আৱিষ্কাৰ কৰিবলৈ তেওঁ সক্ষম হৈছিল that were earlier মানে পূৰ্বে that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of the shehnai range মানে পৰিসৰ আগতে মানুহে ভাবিছিলে এই ৰাগবোৰ মানে shehnaiৰ পৰিসৰত নপৰে মানে shehnaiত এনে ধৰণৰ ৰাগ মানুহে বজাব নোৱাৰে হে বুলি ভাবিছিল কিন্তু তেওঁ হেতু বিসমিল্লাহ খানে কি কৰিলে তেওঁ নতুন কিছুমান ৰাগ ইনভেন্ট কৰিলে বা আৱিষ্কাৰ কৰিলে বা উন্নত কৰিলে যিবোৰ মানুহে ভবাই নাছিল যে shehnaiটো তেনেকুৱা ৰাগ বজাব পাৰিব And how could he do it? Because he used to practice throughout the day. Gutei din teo he practice korisil. চৰ্চা কৰিলেহে মানুহে পাৰে হয়নে প্ৰেক্টিস কৰিলেহে মানুহে কি বেছি ভাল হৈ যায় হয়নে প্ৰেক্টিস মেক্স আ ম্যান পাৰফেক্ট হে বুলি ইংলিশত কয় হয়নে At the age of 14, so when he was 14 years old, when Bismillah Khan was 14 years old, Bismillah accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. So, where did he go? He went to the Allahabad Musical Conference with his uncle. And how old was he? He was only 14 years old. At the end of his recital, ইয়াতে এনে recital মানে হৈছে আবৃত্তি কৰা কিন্তু ইয়াতে recital মানে end of his performance ইয়াতে recital মানে performance তেওঁৰ যেতিয়া অনুষ্ঠানটি শেষ হ'ল সংগীতানুষ্ঠান recital মানে ইয়াতে সংগীতানুষ্ঠান যেতিয়া তেওঁৰ সংগীতানুষ্ঠান শেষ হ'ল তেতিয়া উস্তাদ ফয়াজ খান he is also a great musician তেখেত এগৰাকী বিখ্যাত সংগীতজ্ঞ patted the young boy's back and said patted the young boy's back তেওঁৰ পিঠিত মানে এনেকে মৰমেৰে হাত বুলাই দিলে মৰমেৰে আৰু কি ক'লে work hard and you shall make it কৈছে if you work hard you will make it means you will be very successful you will be a great shehnai player তাৰমানে he could spot his talent he could spot his potential হয়নে তাৰমানে উস্তাদ ফয়াজ খানে তেওঁৰ সেই টেলেন্ট বা পটেনশিয়েলটো তেওঁ দেখিছিল দেখি তেওঁ কি কৈছে work hard you shall make it তুমি আৰু কষ্ট কৰা জীৱনত কি বহুত উন্নতি কৰিবা with the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938 came Bismillah's big break okay so when did he get the big break in 1938 with the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow. So what is the meaning of big break? It's a point in life from where you don't have to look back. You only progress, okay? You only get better. You get more and more, you make a lot of achievements, okay? Big break mane jeti eta mane achievement. Jor pra aru tumi pisole ghuri sabo nalage aru tumi besi unnoti kori aguai jabo para. Hey opportunity to, okay? Hey chance to big break buli koa hoy. So when did he get that opportunity or the chance in 1938 with the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow. Lucknow 1938 ত প্ৰথমবাৰৰ বাবে All India Radio স্থাপন হৈছিল আৰু তেতিয়াই তেওঁ জীৱনৰ ডাঙৰ এটা চান্স বা অপৰচুনিটি পাইছিল কেনেকে so he soon became an often heard shehnai player on radio okay he often heard shehnai player on radio that means he would play the shehnai okay আৰু ৰেডিঅ'ত সকলো মানুহে হেতু শুনিছিল so he became very popular and famous okay students we have come to the end of the fourth part of the Shehnaiya Bismillah Khan আশা কৰো তোমালোকৰ ভাল লাগিছে আৰু বুজি পালা ইয়াত আমি we started with the invention of Shehnai musical instrument টুনো কেনেকে আৱিষ্কাৰ হ'ল হে বিষয় আমি পঢ়িলো আগতে কি দৰে পুংগি বুলি এটা ইনস্ট্ৰুমেন্ট আছিল হয়নে সম্ৰাট অৰঞ্জেবে হেতু বেন কৰিছিল বন্ধ কৰি দিছিল মাতটো খুব বেয়া আছিল কাৰণে তাৰ পিছত এজন নাপিতে প্ৰফেশনাল মিউজিশিয়ান ফ্যামিলিৰ তেওঁ আছিল সংগীতজ্ঞ এটা পৰিয়ালত জন্ম হৈছিল পেছাদাৰী সংগীত তেওঁলোকে কৰিছিল তেওঁ তেতিয়া কি ভাবিলে যে মই এই পুংগিটো কি ইমপ্ৰুভ কৰিম তেতিয়া তেওঁ কি কৰিলে পুংগিতকে দীঘল বহল পাইপ ললে তাতে সাতটা হোলস বনালে then when he blew air into it and played it with his fingers okay by opening and closing the holes then what happened কি হ'ল তাৰপিছত ধুনীয়া melodious sound came out of it and the royal family the royalty all of them were very impressed তেওঁলোকে খুব impress হৈ সেই মানে ইনস্ট্ৰুমেন্ট খুব ভাল পালে আৰু এটা নতুন নাম দিলে শাহৰ পৰা শেহ প্লাস নাই মানে হৈছে নাপিত বা বৰবৰ শাহ প্লাস নাই shehnai বুলি এটা নতুন ইনস্ট্ৰুমেন্ট আৱিষ্কাৰ হ'ল okay tapisot ami pohilo about Bismillah Khan because he is the greatest shehnai player that we know today so tekhetor bikhoy ami pohilo tekhetor lorali kalor bikhoy no 5 bochor boyakhat ki dore teo gilli danda khelisil aru balaji temple ot teo ki dore goi chaita recite korisil bhojpuri bhashat okay aru tar local rojai teo eta dangor laddu disile upohar hisabe হয়নে তেখেতৰ বিষয়ে পঢ়িলো কিদৰে তেওঁৰ পিতৃৰ ফালৰ মানুহসকলে সকলোৱে কি শেহনাই বজাইছিল মাকৰ ফেমিলিৰ মানুহ মামাকেও শেহনাই বজাইছিল তেওঁ সেইকাৰণে খুব অনুপ্ৰাণিত হৈছিল কাৰণ তেওঁ ঘৰতহে পৰিৱেশটো পাইছিল ওকে সো এই ধৰণে আমি পঢ়িলো আৰু 14 বছৰ বয়সত তেওঁ কিদৰে অনুপ্ৰাণিত হৈছিল তেওঁ এগৰাকী উস্তাদে কি কৈছিলে যে তুমি খুব ভাল বজাইছা এলাহাবাদ মিউজিক কনফাৰেন্সত কৈছিল হয়নে যে এইদৰে কষ্ট কৰা you will make it work hard you will make it in life and then he got the big break at a dangor opportunity pale in 1938 with the opening of All India Radio in Lucknow where he became a regular player of the shehnai and people really appreciated his music okay so now I will ask you a few simple questions just to see if you have understood the lesson so look at the first question what did Aurangzeb ban in his palace playing of pungi playing of sitar, playing music, none. So he banned the playing of pungi because of its shrill and unpleasant sound. Who thought of improving the sound of the pungi? So kune pungir sound to improve korim bhal korim buli bhabile? A musician, a singer, a barber, teacher of the year. A barber, okay? Napit esone bhabile je moi pungir sound to bhal koriba lagiba. So students, we have come to the end of the fourth part of the Shehnaiya Bismillah Khan. I'm sure you enjoyed reading the lesson and also understood the lesson. So hope to see you in the next class. Until then, take care. Thank you.